4.
Start now.
According to Damon Salvador of the Yahoo Contributor Network writer, the biggest universities give their athletes the best gyms to work out in, the best free health insurance for injuries, transportation, food, equipment, and most importantly, free tuition. Whether colleges should pay their players is a controversial question that manages to come up time and time again as the years go by. But let me ask you this. Do you think it's fair that the NCAA and universities make millions of dollars off the athletes and none of it is received by the players? Anytime I watch ESPN, a story comes up about a college athlete in violation of the NCAA rules and regulations regarding players not being able to accept money, getting autographs for something in return, or as much as talking to professional players. College athletes should be paid to play because they deserve it. After listening to my speech, the audience will be able to understand my point of view on why college athletes should be paid to play. Based on the number of hours that athletes put into the sports and their education, the revenues that the NCAA brings in by exploiting the players, and the fair and effectiveness on the NCAA's rules and regulations and penalties. College athletes spend an average of 37 to 40 hours practicing for their sport. On top of the 37 to 40 hours spent practicing, the students must be full-time in class. So unlike other college students, athletes are not able to get a part-time job in order to pay for the extras, like that the scholarships don't pay for, like clothes, computers, or traveling to and from home. The NCAA brings in millions in revenue by exploiting the athletes. According to the NCAA.org, for the 2011-2012 NCAA revenue was $871.6 million. Most of it came from the rights agreement with Turner CBS Sports. 60% of this money is returned to the universities to pay for college team expenses and the salaries of the coaches. The NCAA uses the players' images, names, and their likeness for commercials to promote a game and video games. Why is this allowed by the NCAA, but the players can't receive endorsements for their fame of their name? Because it wouldn't follow the amateur model. Kirko Hansen and Matt Savage from the McCullough Center for Applied Ethics of Santa Clara University say that the number one criticism is that the rules are too restrictive and they punish the wrong people. NCAA rules, regulations, and penalties are neither fair nor effective. The NCAA is able to penalize a school even if the violation was caused by a former student. For example, Reggie Bush was accused for getting improper benefits while attending USC, and because the NCAA couldn't punish Reggie because he was no longer a student, they came down on USC and head coach Pete Carroll. The amateur model is ineffective. The amateur model is supposed to stop the win-at-all-costs mentality, but the many recruiters and boosters use gifts and giving money under the table to get the players they want. College athletes should be paid to play because with all the practice and being a full-time student, they simply do not have the time to work, but all of the college student needs are not fulfilled. Yet the NCAA continues to make millions of dollars by TV contracts and exploiting the players, and the rules and regulations in the NCAA are neither fair nor effective. So why should they be followed when it comes to college athletes being paid? If you were a college athlete, how would you feel about the NCAA, the way they run their business, and would you feel that your scholarship was enough to get you to college? Thank you.
4 minutes and 43 seconds. Point 2. With all the distractions.